The Mandalorian TV series is getting celebrated by nerds all over the internet. They're acting like it's a victory for them. I'm going to explain why it's actually not a victory for them. Let's talk about the backstory of this. Let's talk about the feminist hijacking of Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy, a radical man-hating feminist, took over Star Wars as executive producer when it was bought by Disney about 5 years ago, roughly. She decided to interject her feminist poison, filth, into the Star Wars franchise. I won't go into too much detail about what she did, but she made the main female character Mary Sue, and she made emasculated male characters. And she turned Luke into a coward, bum loser who was completely out of character. And she was the one that did it, not Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson's just a lackey. She was the one who gave orders. When it comes to war crimes, the ones who order the war crimes are primarily responsible. You get done for following orders. I was only following orders is not defence, but it's the commanders who are primarily responsible. So Kathleen Kennedy is responsible for the Last Jedi and turning Luke Skywalker into a joke. Anyway, she shat all over Star Wars. She wore a t-shirt saying the Force is female, which is a passive, aggressive, entitled attack on a male space. It's very, very nasty and very controlling thing to do. Disgusting. Disgusting. Now, can you imagine if a bunch of men bought all the biggest female romance literature publishing house in the world, whatever it is, and decided to make it more male representative and to take away problematic elements of female romance novels, because that's who read romance novels. Romance novels are for females. That's their space. Okay, men can read them if they like them, but it's their space. It's for females. Can you imagine men took those over and ruined them and hijacked them and decided to deny females their escapism and fantasy? Females would rightfully go nuts and protest and not put up with it. This is what happens to men, and men took it passively for the most part. Only a small minority of men joined the fandom menace, and they had a false consciousness. They wanted to blame leftists, blame soy boys, blame SJWs. And they got attacked by the shield media as well. They got called misogynist, they got called racist, basically got gaslighted. Basically, they raised their real objections to what was happening, and the shield media just completely misrepresented them. So men, as usual, got treated like dirt. They got gaslighted. They got invalidated. They had their spaces trampled all over by women. And it was enabled by anti-male men losers who wanted to pander to women. And even corporations pandered to women. Right? Kathleen Kennedy, she may have reduced influence, apparently, according to Midnight's Edge, but she's still got a fucking job. You can't fire her because it's bad optics, apparently. Right? So, she's still going to get nice paychecks. She's going to retire in her 60s. You know, she's probably going to have a nice little pension. She's not getting punished for it. Maybe she's got a slight wound to her ego, but she probably lacks the self-awareness to feel that, even. So, men get their spaces shat all over. The fandom ministers keep on muttering, go woke, go broke all the time, which is not happening, because at the end of the day, if married men are willing to pander to women and destroy themselves over women, okay, men in corporations are going to pander to women and destroy the corporations they work in to pander to them. It's happened countless times. And the thing is, these corporations are so big, they can get away with being really inefficient anyway. The free market's not going to fix this. That's a delusion. Go woke, go broke's not going to fix anything. It's not going to address the core dynamics of the female social dominance over men. This is what causes it. Female social dominance, female entitlement, the lack of respect society has for men. That's what's caused this. And now the fandom menace is getting excited over the Mandalorian. And it shows a complete lack of self-respect, unfortunately. Oh no, the Mandalorian, You know, great. You know that showed those leftist soy boys. You know, go woke, go broke. We got what we want finally. No, it shows a lack of respect for yourself. No self-respect whatsoever. Sadly. So men have been beaten around, they've been disrespected, they've been abused, they've been gaslighted, and just because they've been given crumbs, they've been given a decent TV series with the Mandalorian, they're going to come back for more and enable more abuse in the future. Because, like I said, this has not been addressed, not the core issue of it. So that means women are going to do it again. When feminists hijack a corporation, and even if the corporation collapses, which doesn't happen most of the time, even when it does collapse, okay, they can move on to the next corporation. The next corporation will bend over and take it, and they'll collapse, or they'll survive because the corporations are so big anyway. I've got to talk about the relationship dynamics between men and women because this is context that this go woke, go broke thing is operating under, right? Women go for high status men. Men are prepared to shack up with a jobless woman if they've got a job. Women avoid unemployed men. So a woman losing her job is nowhere near as serious as a man losing a job anyway. So even if these corporations all fail, these women will survive easily. They'll move on to affirmative action government jobs, or they'll just hook up with a man, or they'll do both. Or they'll just find another corporation to work at. And even if women do lose their jobs completely and don't have a relationship, they've got more privileged access to welfare than men do. And they've got affirmative action anyway, so they can find jobs a lot easier. So worshipping the Mandalorian is not going to fix anything. And if you really want to punish people with boycotts, you're going to have to boycott the Mandalorian as well. You've got to have some principles. And even if you like the look of the Mandalorian, you want to watch some decent Star Wars for once, the first in a long time, you've got to have some principles and make sacrifices and boycott them completely. Not just go, oh yeah, encouraging them to make good stuff. Because if they can get away with shitting all over men like this and just then get men to forgive them by making one good TV show, it means they'll do it again in the future. It means they haven't been punished for it. It means other corporations will do it as well. Doctor Who has been shat all over. Star Trek has been shat all over. You know, there's countless other franchises hijacked by women, like the James Bond franchise. The producer, Broccoli's daughter, can't remember her name. She's a radical feminist who makes sure the set has 50-50 representation and brings in female writers to shit all over the male Bond character and have strong ball-breaking females that threaten to shoot the male character in the legs. The old Connery Blonde would break that woman's jaw if he spoke to him like that, or put a bullet in her leg. The modern emasculated Bond, who just takes it like a bitch. Come on, man. That was written by a feminist writer. And this is going to keep on happening. And it's going to keep on happening until a significant amount of men acknowledge the core dynamics of this. Men are bitches, women are socially dominant, women take over our spaces, and men take it like bitches. And it's gotten to the point that men are not even allowed their own male power fantasies. We're subhumans, we're forced to pay child support for kids we're not allowed to see. We get dick circumcised, we get drafted and killed in wars. We're treated so badly. Do you think we're going to be allowed our own escapism? You think it's not going to get worse? You think video games are not next? You think anime's not next? You know, feminist companies like Crunchyroll, right? They're already trying to dub animes with feminist-friendly dubs, censor anything they deem politically correct. Things are only going to get worse. Go woke, go broke's not going to work. There's actually got to be a real men's movement that fights the culture war with a fully conscious male identity. That's the only thing that's going to work. Over and out.